I'm doing just great. How about yourself?
Great, really, it's a really great pleasure to talk to you about this new album, Drama, and about the band and about everything you did since some months. Perhaps my first question will be about Paris. What remembering do you have from Paris? I know that you play many shows with Megadeth, with your own band. I remember to see you long time ago in the G-Bus. It was 12 years ago, I think, something like that. So, what is your feeling about Paris, and what remembering do you have about this town, the capital of France?
You remember the Jibus show? That Jibus show was like a million years ago, man.
Yes, it was.
That was the first time I played in Paris. I'm very surprised you remember that.
Because I was there.
You were there? Oh my God, I still remember.
Yeah, so...
there were a lot of great guitar players there.
What was the last remembering of Paris when you came in Paris?
My first memories was that I liked the chocolate a lot, and I liked the candy and the sweets. And what else do I remember? I remember the shower was very weird in my hotel room. That I remember. I didn't know how to use the shower. It was kind of modern. It was very modern, and I couldn't figure it out. So I still remember that. But mostly I remember that at the Jibus there was a lot of really, really good French guitar players, and it was a fun show, and everybody, so many people played guitar, and everybody was really excited. And I was excited to play in Paris. So I remember that gig very well.
So now there is a long time ago. I see that you did some show in USA. It was this year in February. You opened for John 5 for 6 shows. How was this little tour? This gig in USA?
Yeah, that was just a short little run. It was a lot of fun. We just did it. Why did we do that? There was some reason why we did such a short. I think there was some other work involved, but it was a lot of fun playing in America with this band, and we're going to play there again in January and February. But John's a super guitar player and a great guy, so we enjoyed being on tour on the same bus together. Yeah, it was good fun.
Do you appreciate? I see that in 1 year ago, in 2023, you did this time a long tour with Queensryche. You play 31 cities, an incredible long tour. Do you appreciate to be on tour, to be on the road as a guitarist, and with your new brand with your friends, Japan friends musician?
Yeah, what I really like the most is my band is all from Japan, and so I get to see them enjoy all the other countries with brand new eyes, like they've never been to Paris before. So when we go to Paris together someday, it's going to be really exciting for me to just watch them be there for the first time and play for the French people, and just be a part of the French music scene for however long we're there. So watching them and performing with them every day is what really gets me excited.
Now you get this new album. It's coming out in May, so some month ago. It's called Drama. There are 12 songs. It depends on the version, of course. But now the album is coming out. I suppose you have a lot of review and comeback about this new album. Are you satisfied by all what happened around this album?
You know, I'm never satisfied with anything when it comes to my music. But I will say that, you know, I can't be satisfied because then I would have to stop playing. But the reviews and the people's reaction has been by far the best of all of my albums. You know, when I release anything, I'm very, very happy with it, or else I wouldn't release it. So you can be sure that I'm happy with the music, but I can't control what the listeners feel like when they hear the music. So, you know, things come back to me that people really enjoyed a lot. It makes me feel very good, and Drama has been by far the best reaction of any of my records so far.
So it's an incredible, great album, incredible album, very melodic, also with violence and everything like that. It's really a piece of work. When I listened that, it was really great playing and great. How did you say that in English? Ambience, you know. The new single is coming out in November. It was Songs for an Eternal Child. It was, I see the clip too, a great clip where we see all. There is a lot of nostalgia in this clip. Is it finally an autobiographic songs for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe the word in French is melancholy. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes.
Kind of emotional. It's a very, to me, I feel like there's a very French connection to my music. I'm trying to really, maybe it's romantic, maybe it's kind of tearful and dark sometimes, but I think a good word for it is melancholy. And especially the new video, Song for an Eternal Child, is, I think it's, for me, it's my favorite video that I've ever done. And yeah, I just think it's very, the word is melancholy to me, and I feel like people are telling me that when they hear it, tears come out and they start crying sometimes, and that's exciting to hear, you know, when you make a piece of music like that.
It was there is also a great song too. It was called Mirage, Mirage perhaps in English, and it's the same word in French. There is also a beautiful video where we see you young, very very young, with your family and all the evolution when you finally you grow and you take a guitar. And it's really the story of your life. It was important to you to put on this song. I suppose it was really a great meaning for you to take all this image from your personal life.
That's a good question and a very, very good observation that you made. And I'm really happy that you hear it that way, because I'm trying to tell a story with the music, and if you feel it like it's your lifetime, you know, growing and going through things and becoming new versions of yourself and becoming a climactic version of yourself, I think you're really hearing the music exactly the way that I'm trying to present it, and it's kind of deep, you know. A lot of people listen to instrumental music and really they're just paying attention to things like technique and abilities and things like that. But I'm not interested in that. I'm really interested in exactly what you said. I want people to feel a life story when they hear a piece of music. So, yes, it's definitely an important part of my songwriting.
Yes, it was really a great song with all this image, picture when you are children. So about this album, finally, it's a long time. You don't you do some solo album, but about songs, Japan songs. But the last one, the last one you record, it was in 2017. And this one is really, the new one is really some new songs. How was the writing of this album? Was it easy? Do you work a lot on all these songs that you record?
It takes a long time for me to complete an album of music because I make literally hundreds of demos. Different arrangements, different keys, completely different versions, and I just like to live with those demos for a long time before I commit to a final version. And so that can take a long time to complete. So yeah, it took 2 years to record the drama album. There was a lot of different studios and different musicians, different instruments that I haven't really recorded much before. So it just took a long time to get everything right, and I was very pleased when I finally finished it.
Yes, for this album, finally, that you tell me, you record it in a different studio, so in USA, in Japan, and in Italy too, and you choose to work with an Italian guy, Luigi Stefanini, in the studio New Scene, and you choose to work with vintage guitar. Which very unusual now in our times. What was the idea when you finally you decide to work with all these vintage guitar?
Once I had the material, the music written for drama, I knew that I was going to have a lot of different sonic options for my guitar sounds, and so I had a very good friend in Italy who always offers me to use his guitars, and I knew that drama was the right time to use his guitars, and I used maybe 30 or 40 different guitars, and they were all really well-maintained vintage guitars, and I guarantee that this is the best sounding guitar sound on any of my records because we just put a lot more effort into the sound of the guitar. Usually I don't spend time on that. I just work on the playing, but this time I spent a lot of time on the sound. So that's another reason why it took so long. I had to go to Italy twice to record, but worked out in the end. It worked out very nicely.
It was so you work in like we said you work in different studio and you also produce you work as a producer also on the album. You are of course the guitarist too. What was for guitarist and producer? What is the challenge when you record an whole? There is one song with a voice, but all the rest is instrumental. When you record an instrumental album, when you go in studio?
Well, being a producer is such a much bigger responsibility than just playing guitar. And, I love doing them both, but sometimes when there's another producer in the room, it's easier to play guitar because you can just let that producer have an opinion. Let him decide if, the take was good or the take was bad or whatever. He listens really, really closely. But when I'm the producer, I have to do that job too. So I have to treat myself as two different people doing twice as much work. So, it's just one of those things. You have to just go in there and do it. And it takes twice the effort, but I don't mind doing that.
It was you stated that you don't like the term of shredders. All these guitarists will come. We arrive at the end of the 80s and the beginning of the 19s, and there are lots of guitarists on YouTube that we see doing shreds very, very, very fast. Finally, for you, what is a good guitarist? If you can give a definition.
Oh, okay. Someone that you want to listen to. It's really that simple. There's nothing wrong with playing fast. There's nothing wrong with playing slow. There's nothing wrong with playing out of tune. Nothing wrong with anything. The only thing that matters is you personally want to listen to it, then it's good. So every single person has completely different taste. There's no good, there's no bad. There's only your taste. Mm-hmm. So that's how you decide what's good.
It was on this album. There is also a great song, "Dead of Winter" with Chris Brooks. It was he sings on these songs. What was the idea when you work on this song to finally put a song with a singer on this album?
This is the oldest song on the album. I've had this song for many years, but never released it. Mm-hmm. And I always was just waiting for the right album, the right singer, the right situation. And it finally happened. And Chris just did a wonderful version, one vocal. And the music on this album, it's a very romantic album, so it's perfect to put a ballad like this on there. And if you watch the Dead of Winter music video, it's a very romantic story. And, I think people know me from being a heavy metal guitarist, but I think a lot of people will be surprised at the romantic side of my music. Mm-hmm. And that's what Dead of Winter is.
Is it important for you finally to put also, yes, there are not so many heavy songs on this album. There is also, like you say, melancholic, melodic. I will say also a pop touch. Is it important for you finally to get in your songs this kind of pop feeling?
I'm sorry, could you just say that again?
I mean, it's very important for you that finally there is a melody, pop melody. Is very when I listen the tracks, it's you get it in your head. You know what I mean? After
I see. Yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing for me. The melody is the most important thing for me. So when I'm creating a melody, my biggest job and my biggest challenge, create arrangements that make you feel those melodies and remember those melodies, because I'm not working with lyrics here, it's instrumental. Mm-hmm. So it's really, really tricky to make people remember an instrumental melody, but it's been happening in classical music for hundreds of years. So it can be done, and that's what I try to do. So I have many, many ways of making melodies memorable, and I use all of those ways when I'm creating my songs.
There is a song like Triumph. I read that finally this song it's an old story for you because you record it many times, Triumph, and you said that finally you really with this new version you begin with cacophony and it's the name was a little different, but you say that finally you get really what you want on this album with this song. Was it so really hard to complete this song, the definitive version?
Yes, it was definitely the hardest song on the whole album. By far the hardest, most challenging. It's just never been easy to get this song right. I've released it so many times in different forms, different styles, different instruments, and it's always been okay. But I always knew that the melody had so much more potential. And this time I said, I'm going to finish this, finally finish it. And it was the hardest challenge on the record, and I almost gave up because I couldn't get certain parts to make me happy. But finally I did, and I think it's a very important part of this record and an important part of my career. So I know that people who've been following me for a long time, they all know the song, and they have a lot of memories attached to the song. So when they hear this version, hopefully can understand that this is the final version. This is the real version.
It was finally you have a great you begin a long time ago. It was 1988. I mean in solo. You begin with Dragon Kiss, and many years after you get Drama. How could you? How was your musical evolution since all this year as a guitarist?
Well, I think the evolution happened because I always am very conscious of trying to do something new. I don't want people to say, oh, I like his early part of the career, he was good, but he's no good anymore. You know, I always wanted people to think that my most recent music is at least the most evolved. I mean, you can't control what people like, but I can control my growth, and I can continue to grow, and that's what makes me satisfied.
When you begin with Cacophony, you record 2 albums with Jason Baker. What is your feeling about this? This time you begin with Hawaii. Before you do 3 albums, I think, and after there is Cacophony. What is your feeling about this time with Jason Baker? And are you still in contact with him?
Oh, yes, I'm in contact with him. I just actually emailed him today. Mm-hmm. This is a question that requires a very, very long answer, but I have to tell you, I have an autobiography that is coming out December 3rd. It's called Dreaming Japanese, and in that autobiography, I have so many details about all of those years with Jason Becker and Cacophony and Hawaii and all the bands before that and everything. There's so many details. I would definitely recommend read the book. It's very, very personal, and it's got so many details about my band life and private life from that time, and of course everything after. it'd be possible to answer it now in the interview. It would take too long. But you can get that book on Amazon right now. It's in English, but there's so much detailed information about those days.
You tell me about this biography that you write personally. Yes, it will be a great gift for Christmas, you know.
Perfect.
About just about Megadeth, a little question about Megadeth, because you play with them. You are invited in February. It was the 27, and you play 3 songs with them: Countdown to Extinction, Tornado of Soul, Symphony of Destruction, 3 classics of the band, of course. What was your feeling finally to play with Megadeth again, and to play with Dave Mustaine?
It was good fun. Nothing but pure fun, and wonderful to watch the audience react to it, because it was just a wonderful experience for everybody, especially those of us on stage. But the audience was, we did it because we knew that the audience would get something that they can remember, something they can go home with and have a memory. And I enjoyed it a lot.
And how was your meeting finally with Dave Mustaine? I mean, are you still in contact with him? You record many albums and many classics album with the band. How was the meeting? The last time you played?
It was great. I mean, we never really lost touch. But there's never much that we have talked to each other about, so we don't talk to each other every month or anything, but it's always been friendly. So when the chance came for us to play together, it was just natural.
Just a little question about your what you are in Japan, because we are very far and perhaps we don't know exactly, but you are very I will say famous in Japan. You just arrived 20 years ago in Japan, and now you are the ambassador. You are appointed ambassador of Japanese heritage by the government, and you have also write thematic songs of Japanese heritage with the Philharmonic Orchestra. Incredible experience. We can see that on YouTube and everything. How do you feel about this new role? You are like a little politician guy now. I mean,
well, it's funny because I really don't care about politics at all. I really don't follow politics. I don't care about it. And in actuality, being an ambassador to Japan Heritage doesn't really directly involve politics very much. What it does is it has me appearing at a lot of events, and because of that, I scored music for official government events. My music is played at official government events, and I play at the Tokyo Marathon 5 years in a row. I'm going to play there again next March. So it's really, I'm kind of the musical side of the government, not really the political side.
Just to finish, because time is very fast, but you live in Japan since a long time now, and so Japan was always the land for heavy metal, for metal rock. There are so many live albums who have been recorded in Japan, like Lady Gentle, Deep Purple, Judas Priest, and many other Dream Theater. how do you explain that? That finally the Japanese people are really in a rock way, metal way. I don't know, heavy way.
Well, I think one reason is because in Japanese traditional music, there's an instrument called a shamisen. It's got 3 strings, and it's kind of like a guitar. It kind of sounds like a lead guitar. And another Japanese instrument is the koto. And these instruments share a lot of, exciting string instrument playing, just like rock guitar, just like heavy metal guitar. It can be aggressive, it can be dark, it can be flashy. So I think it's very easy for Japanese people to assimilate into rock music because even their grandparents are used to string instruments.
So just to finish about Tokyo Jukebox, there are three albums. The last one was out in 2020 to 21. Will you do another one in the future?
I hope so. I love doing that. I loved it. Crazy hard work, but I'd be happy to.
Okay, but really, Marty, thank you very much. What will you say? What if you have something more to tell about this album, Drama, who is very important, with a great album, with this first track, Incredible Elimination. What will you say?
Oh, I just want to thank you for your kind words. I'm very glad you like it. I feel like there's a bond between me and the French people, musical bond between me and the French people. There's a certain kind of sadness and melancholy feeling, romantic feeling, that I hope that the French people can find in the Drama album and enjoy it.
And we hope to see you really very soon on stage in Paris and in France too.
All right, me too.
Okay, thank you very much, Marty. Really, it was a pleasure to talk to you so far, so far from Paris. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hope to talk to you.
Have a nice evening. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
You too. Bye bye. Thank you.